I'll have to edit all of that out, which is great. Hey, welcome to Slay Cert Plus. This is an afternoon session. I got the hair slicked back, got a button-up shirt on, which means a client-facing meeting, and I wanted to at least look the part. If you're just joining us, you're going, who is that guy that was yelling at a muted microphone? Welcome to the stream. My name is Jesse, aka the Cosmic Cowboy. And what we do here is we help folks like myself and you pass your professional cybersecurity certifications using top-tier industry resources in a community-driven live environment to help you study in an efficient and effective manner so you pass quickly and efficiently. Hope you like, you share if you find value. With that in mind, let's get going on with some study. Hey, before we do, are you new to cybersecurity? Are you a self-identified noob? I want you to check out noobvillage.org. I personally have volunteered with this organization put together by Josh Mason and others in our industry. Noobvillage.org is a place for people who are just breaking in and want to understand what it's like to be at a cybersecurity conference, specifically DEF CON, for them to feel completely okay to ask all of the questions about DEF CON and cybersecurity. It is full of phenomenal guest speakers. We're currently accepting call for volunteers. Here, I'll put this form in chat. So if this is something you're interested in doing, check this out. And we'll be talking about this on every live stream all the way up until. So check that out, newvillage.org. Make sure you give them some love if you're interested in volunteering at DEF CON, if you're interested in participating. It looks like the call for papers has closed. As you can see, look at these partners: TCM Security, Unit 42, Arcanium Security, SkillBuilt, CryptSec, SANS Institute, Octopus Game, the Diana Initiative, Lonely Hackers Club, Philip Wiley Show, Hacking Club, Simply Cyber, our very own Simply Cyber, Pacific Hackers Association. This is just a few of the partners that have partnered up with Noob Village. If this is something you're interested in, you're going to be in the Las Vegas area during DEF CON 34. Reach out. I'll be there. I know Casually Joseph will probably be there. Steve will be there. A lot of Jerry from Simply Cyber will be there. A lot of us will be there. So make sure you check that out if you're interested in volunteering. All right. Last bit of housekeeping, and then we can get to it. I want to let everybody know that each and every Slay Cert Plus stream is brought to you by the amazing folks at the Daily Cyber Threat Brief. The Daily Cyber Threat Brief is a live morning threat brief on YouTube, on LinkedIn, and in podcast form, led by our very own Dr. Jerry Ozier with over 25 years of industry experience spanning across multiple sectors. He brings you insights into the latest threats, vulnerabilities, CISO talk, noob talk. You try to break into the industry, you want to level up, you want to understand how it works in a super legit, community-driven, fun atmosphere. Make sure you check it out. Let's watch the latest replay just so you can get an idea of what it's about. So this is from today. Here we go. We're going to look at community environment. You may see this chat scrolling by. This is folks within the environment, within our cybersecurity community. We're sharing, we're growing together. We're talking about all of the latest threats broken down by an industry expert. You don't want to miss this every Monday through Friday, 8 a.m. Eastern time. Check it out. So thank you, Dr. Jerry Ozier, for your support and sponsorship. I appreciate you as a friend, a mentor, and of course, a sponsor, because it keeps the bills paid and helps keep Slay Cert Plus going. So we appreciate you. Hey, Pirate Kitty, welcome to the chat. Let's start with our question of the day. This is brought to you by Pocket Prep. Which of the following is not one of the 4 categories of threats identified by NIST? Human-made, adversarial, accidental, or structural? This is a review because I got this one wrong. So let's see if I can get it right this time. Hey, Sebastian. I saw your post. Congrats on passing, my dude. That's awesome. Sebastian Antonio here just recently passed his CISA Plus. He said that we helped in some capacity, which is awesome. Yo, what's up, Code Brew Cyber? Yeah, early stream today. I got a pretty big client-facing meeting here in about an hour and a half, which would have been during our normal stream time. And just because I have a client-facing meeting doesn't give us an excuse to not study. And so I make sure that we still got that life on TV play. All right, what do you think of this answer? Which of the following is not one of the 4 categories of threats identified by NIST? A, human-made, B, adversarial, C, accidental, or D, structural? I think I went with human-made last time. It's either accidental or human-made. We'll get it, though. I just need to commit this to memory. It is human-made. All right. Let's flag that one, and let's look at the explanation. Here we go. Adversarial, accidental, structural, environmental. Adversarial, ass. I can remember that. Adversarial, accidental, structural, and environmental. Ass. If you can remember AASE, right? So these are the 4 categories that you may be quizzed on your CISA Plus regarding the 4 categories of threats as identified by NIST, hashtag iHeartNIST. Adversarial, accidental, structural, environmental, or ASS. I put AACE when I meant to put ASE. So you can remember that. Let's jump back into some questions. I don't have a ton of time, but I want to make sure that we get some study going on. Which of the following might help a company coordinate the best response to a cyber terrorist attack? A CERT, a CCERT, the MITRE ATT&CK framework, or OSINT? And this question is giving us the option to select the 2 best options. Whenever you see CompTIA give you a select 2 best options, or select the best, that's you get partial credit for those. So make sure you just try and answer it. Well, MITRE ATT&CK framework is a way that we can use IOCs and different vectors, different techniques, tactics, and procedures by threat actors, so we can map them and correlate them to better look for indicators of compromise and attribute threats to different threat actors and groups more than anything, right? So that company's not going to help us, as the MITRE ATT&CK is a framework, and OSINT is open source intelligence. Remember, that's gathering as much information as we can find about our target from publicly accessible information. And we know that professional OSINTers like Michelle Kahn, like our friend Margarita Giron, those folks, those professional OSINTers take it to a next level. They can Google like nobody's business, but they take it to a next level, different tool sets. But a professional OSINT is so freaking cool. But the CERT and the CCERT, I know the CCERT is a computer security or cybersecurity incident response team, and I like that. And I don't know what CERT means, but I know that ER is emergency response, maybe computer or cyber emergency response team. So I'm going to go with these 2 because, well, I know they're correct, and these 2 are incorrect. That's correct. All right, moving on. An organization's network, Code Brew knows what's up. An organization's network defense team leverages a variety of offensive techniques as defensive measures to stop active attacks while continuing to gain an understanding of adversary behavior. What type of network defense are they engaging in? Let's reread that question and slow it down. An organization's network defense team leverages a variety of offensive techniques as defensive measures to stop active attacks while continuing to gain understanding of adversary behavior. What type of network defense are they engaging in? Is it A, risk management? Is it B, IOCs or indicators of compromise? Is it C, active defense? Or is it D, threat hunting or thrunting? I got this small handful of Magic the Gathering cards here in some sleeves. And while I read the question, it is so satisfying to shuffle. You just pick them up and you can slide them down. And it is really satisfying. So if you ever want to play Magic at the conferences with Jerry and Joseph and Zach Hill, pick up some cards, put them in some sleeves, and you can be cool. Or a nerd. All right, class, what do we think of this answer? What team leverages a variety of offensive techniques as defensive measures? Is it risk management, IOCs? Is it active defense or threat hunting? I don't think it's risk management, and I don't think it's IOCs or indicators of compromise, because indicators of compromise aren't offensive techniques. They're just. Is it active defense, which I've never heard of? I think Code Brew Cyber is on the same page as I am. C? I think we're going, I think it's C. I'm going to go with active defense. I've never heard of. Threat hunting doesn't satisfy, to me, this question. I think threat hunting is proactive, but are you using offensive techniques when you're threat hunting? It's either going to be C or D, but I see Code Brew Cyber and Pirate Kitty both going with C. I'm going to go with C as well. We might get this one wrong. Go figure. We're crushing this section, by the way, team. All right, a thrunting team or a threat hunting team is looking for unusual traffic and anomalous attempts to access the company's essential servers, databases, and applications. This is an example of what focus area. All right, let's reread that one. A threat hunting team is looking for unusual traffic and anomalous or out of the usual attempts to access the internal servers and applications. This is an example of what focus area? A, misconfiguration hunting. B, indicators of compromise hunting. C, business critical asset hunting. Or D, isolated network hunting. A threat hunting team is looking for unusual. This is a review question. In our last stream, we had this one, and I believe that we got it wrong. The correct answer is business critical asset hunting. Good job, Code Brew Cyber, and good job, Pirate Kitty. The company's essential servers goes with the business critical, right? After discovering malicious activity on a network, what artifacts might a threat hunter analyze to identify additional IOCs? Select the best three. A, network traffic. B, paid fees. C, log files. Or D, memory dumps. Network traffic, that's an artifact left over. A paid feed is just a service that has nothing to do with your machine on a network. This is just letting you know about the feed. It's a threat feed. What's going on in the cyber world in regular terms. Log files, yeah, those are some artifacts. And then memory dumps. Those are my three best options. I don't think that paid feeds is one of the best options when these other three. Look at this keyword here, the three best. Yeah, not paid fees. Come on. Computer. Network defenders realize they are learning valuable information about attackers each time a host is compromised. They want to preserve the ability to gain these insights without risking sensitive information. What tool or technique could the network defenders implement to accomplish this goal? Could we implement a honeypot? Could we implement paid threat feeds? Could we implement a SIM? Or could we implement threat hunting? So we want to know, I just said basically twice, we want to put something out there that allows hackers to exploit, but does not have any sensitive information. But we want to figure out what kind of artifacts do the hackers leave behind? What IP addresses? What are their tools, tactics, and procedures? Well, a paid threat feed may tell you some information about technique to learn more about threat actors, but that's not what we're looking for. Yeah, it's a honeypot. None of these satisfy the question. I think the only obvious answer here is straight up just a honeypot. Send it, and we are correct. Which of the following sources are potential sources of offensive. Okay. Basically, you're a hacker. The question is really poorly worded because I think I don't know why. Which of the following sources are potential sources for offensive open source intelligence? HTML code, blogs and social media, government bulletins, or metadata? Remember, open source intelligence, everything you can find out from publicly available information. We get to pick 3. HTML code, blogs and social media, which we know that's true. You can learn a lot from metadata. Government bulletins, those are open source. Pirate Kitty, Cobrew Cyber, what do you think? HTML code? I'm gonna go with, I don't think HTML code. We're looking for information. I'm gonna go with these 3. Okay, we were wrong. So that's me. A threat hunter, moving on. A threat hunter is searching for malicious activity with information derived from the research of a third-party commercial entity. What kind of information is a threat hunter likely using? Open source intelligence, ISACs, paid feeds, or internal sources? Derived from the research of a third-party commercial company. So it's paid. Commercial means paid. This answer is paid feed. That is correct. I love answering on the correct question. All right, team, I got to clock out, clean up my office area, get my background ready because it's about time to go to work, and I do mean my job. Thanks for joining us for this super fast, brief study session. I hope it provided some value as you're studying for your exam. Again, you can find us most days in the afternoon hours. I try and get on here as closely to 2 p.m. Eastern time as possible. I do work in cybersecurity, and so sometimes things happen that are out of my control. And also, it is my job, it's my livelihood, so it's super important. I attend all those things because those things are what keep the lights on and keep me employed. So I appreciate your time today. I'm gonna rock and roll. I'll see you for the next study session. Make sure you check out Simply Cyber Firesides. That's at 2:30 or 4:30 Eastern. Check that out. Pirate Kitty, good to see you. Cobrew Cyber, good to see you guys. I'll see you on the next one. Take care. See ya.